Good morning, guys. It is Sunday morning, and I'm putting this video together about a trip that we made yesterday. We didn't race to 1/18th cars this weekend. There was a really big Mini Z race in Fuquay, and good luck today. I don't know if they're still doing it today, but if they are, good luck to you guys. All right. So we had a Saturday open. So Eric and myself, Eric's been doing this stuff with me for a long, long time. There's another fella that basically started all of this for us, and we decided to make a trip up to see him yesterday. Fella's name is Kevin, and Kevin is the owner. Him and his wife own a track out towards Graham, North Carolina, between Pittsburgh and Graham. That is a 1/10 scale Martinsville style dirt oval, clay oval, and the track has been in existence for since around 2013, and has been through many different phases. It started out as a very small topsoil, sandy surface, and Kevin had always said he's going to make this thing bigger, and he did, and it's huge. And we're talking a track that has a 240-foot run line. That's pretty substantial. Run lanes on this track are just about 10 feet wide, wider in the corners, obviously. It has red clay on it now. It was always a really, really fast track. We used to run breakout racing up there, 8-second breakout. And if your car was right, you could run that whole track in 7 seconds, if not under. Kevin's had some health issues, and the track is kind of I don't want to say fallen by the wayside, but there's not been a lot of attendance up there, and that's sad. I hadn't seen this guy for a long time, and I have my own reasons, which I won't get into. Something told me to reach out and make a call 2 weeks ago, and to see how he was doing. And so I did that. And I got to talk to his wife, and I talked to her for a little while, and I told her, I said, look, I'd love to come out and see him, because I hadn't seen this guy for, let's say, 4 years, maybe 5. Regardless, it's my fault. I was scared of the situation that one of my best friends is in now, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to process it. And it's not an excuse. It's just I didn't know what to prepare myself for. From a distance, I would keep up with it from in social media and whatnot, but hadn't been up there in quite a few years. Well, we went, and we went yesterday. Didn't know what to expect. Eric and myself, we went out there, and as soon as we got in the driveway, there he sat on the porch. It felt like going home in a way for both of us, and this is a place we spent a lot of time. Got out, went up and said hello, and I hate to admit it, but I was an emotional wreck. My dearest friends, and I felt so guilty for not seeing this guy or making the time or dealing, or hitting this thing head on years ago. But I felt horrible, but it was so good to see him. Shook his hand. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. Give the guy a hug, and we got to talking, and we talked for about 5 minutes. But he's the same fella he's been since we've been racing. So we made the talking and whatnot for about 5 minutes, and then he says, "Hey, come on!" And so we went down around their house, and when you go around the back side of his house, there the track is over to the side, and it's always, you can see it when he pulled up. It's beautiful. And I had it in my mind that this place was going to be basically in disrepair and kind of grown over. Didn't know what to expect. We didn't, it wasn't about going out there and doing any kind of racing, although we were told, hey, look, bring your cars. We go around the edge of the house, and then you can see the track, and the track is just about in this condition it's always been. So we make our way back around to the edge of the track, and there's this little shop over to the side. The whole time I'm looking at it, and I'm just in absolute amazement, because here's a guy that has had a lot of health issues and is still maintaining this thing. He had a stroke, okay, and doesn't have any use of his right arm, but he still has the left side, and from what his wife said, some limited use of his right leg. Well, we're sitting there and we're talking and all this stuff, and it comes up about racing, and so he gets to missing. And I just happen to look over my shoulder, and this guy has gone over with his wheelchair, and he's gone over there to where he uses a lawnmower to pull, the implements to grade the track out and whatnot and get it ready to race. And so he's gone over there to that lawnmower, and he's climbed out of his chair, and he's got onto this lawnmower by himself. Fires this thing up, starts going, and he's dragging that track just like, hey, we're going racing today. Eric and myself, we was like, you know what, he can't do this by himself. So we got up and we went in and brushed it off, and swept it and de-rocked and all this stuff, just trying to get it to what, make him happy, see how, where he wanted to get this thing. And in an hour, we had this thing 90% of what it used to be. And he goes in the building, he pulls out one of his race cars and sits it on the track, and gets out there and starts turning laps. And one-handed, mind you. Wow. And all the while, I'm still I'm in utter amazement, because here's a guy that has had so much adversity, and nothing has stopped him. His wife said several times, you can't stop him. You just can't stop. And I saw it firsthand yesterday. And I've got some friends that have had health issues nowhere near as rough as what he's had, and are just basically sitting around waiting to die. And here's a guy who doesn't have all of his capacities like these other people have. And he's out there, from what I understand, every day maintaining this facility. I call it a facility because it is a big damn track. Now, mind you can't do it all, and there's some places that need some attention. But for the most part, the part that really got me is, in all of this talking, is that I was told, I'd ask, well, who all's been out to see him, and who all's been out here, because, I figured somebody's been out here. And apparently there's a couple of guys that'll show up once in a blue moon, and I don't remember their names. But outside of those two guys, nobody's been out there in like 3 years. And it's heartbreaking. What's said best is that, the understanding or the thinking is that the guys that used to run out there with him are just scared of what the situation is now. And so I can imagine that if that is the case, they've kind of like, okay, well, that chapter's done. I can't do that anymore because of whatever. But I'm here to tell you, if you used to go out there, pretty much nothing has changed, honestly. This fella was so amped up and so thankful and so happy. I don't say thankful. He's so happy to have company out there and just to sit and shoot the shit, talk about racing, talk about all the stuff, all the old races from back in the day and all the crap we used to talk to each other. And he was so happy to have that. And you could see it. He didn't even have to tell you. And he's still the same guy. Inside, he's still the same guy, still full of piss and vinegar like he always was. And, this communication's a little different now, but it's there. The man is still passionate about what he does, and his circle of friends and all of that, all that comes with this stuff we used to do up there. But unfortunately, some of the circle of friends just have, for some reason, just, and I hate to say this because it sounds so bad, but pretty much forgotten him. This vid essentially is a call for the guys that used to go out to the track to pick up the phone and call out there, talk to his wife. She was very welcoming to me on the phone and to us up there yesterday, but make that call, because all I can say is make the call and go see the guy, because you're going to be amazed at what, I mean, you're going to be amazed. From what I saw yesterday, I wish I hadn't wasted so much time. All I can do now is focus, forget that and focus from here forward, and be there to support my friend, my dear friend. Me and Eric both already talked about it. We got a lot of plans to help this guy out. Support him, hang out with him, let him know that we love him, and just be there, just be his friend. Guys, time is so precious. I'm sitting here. I've had 3 heart attacks in my life, and I am so thankful to be sitting in this chair doing this video, because I know there are other people out there that haven't been as fortunate as myself. And why I've lasted this long is absolutely beyond me. But the only thing I can attribute it to is that I reckon the good Lord has got something else that I'm supposed to do. It probably sounds cliche, but anytime I've been in a hospital with a heart issue, when I come home, there's almost like a postpartum kind of thing, where you sit and you question, well, why am I still here? And, just there's so much that goes, or it does for me anyway. And I've always told myself, well, there's something else I'm supposed to do. I don't know what it is, and hopefully in time it'll be shown to me. But in the meantime, all I can do is focus on being better today than I was yesterday. And I hope that I'm doing that in some way. But here's a guy that's had far more adversity than me, and not once, no complaining yesterday, and just beaming, just beaming. Wow. So if you guys see this and you used to go up there and hang out or race, whatever, I'm urging you to pick up the phone, make the call, and make the arrangement to go up there and hang out with them. Just do it. Just do it. All I can say is time is precious, and do it, while we still have the chance, while you still have the chance. I don't know who's going to see this or who's watching it, and I apologize. This was absolutely unplanned, but I just felt like God put it on me to do something with it. But along with all of that, guys, look, hope you have a great day, great weekend, what's left of it, great upcoming week. But do yourself a favor and be a little more humble if you're not already. Be ever thankful. Do something kind for a stranger if you get a chance. Check on your neighbors, and make sure to tell those that you care about that you do, in fact, care about them and love them before the opportunity's not there anymore. I hope this finds you guys doing really, really well, and we'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully it'll be a better one than this. Take good care.